Hvem skal du spørge, hvis I ser nogen, der går rundt? Answer.
Hello.
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 What do you think about the BBC?
I watch the BBC quite regularly.
Okay.
I think it's a brilliant service.
Okay.
And I use the iPlayer. I use the website.
Yeah, BBC is a great corporation here in London. It's in the life of everybody.
And I think it's a real value to our society, to Britain.
Yes.
So I'm quite glad that we have the BBC, to be honest.
So you like the programs and the channels and...
It depends, because some of it's a bit more entertainment based and a lot of it's not very intellectual, but
Yes.
there is some, every now and then there's some really decent stuff on there.
So is that good public service?
No,
No?
not at all.
I think so, yeah. I don't know so much about some of the entertainment stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of television, there's a lot of radio where people can choose, and I don't think it's a good public service. The NHS is a good public service.
What?
The NHS, the National Hospital.
If BBC were not public service but on a subscription base, like if you're not to pay a license but were to have BBC like every other channel where you pay a subscription, would that be something you would be interested in? It would maybe be cheaper because you could choose which BBC services you would like.
It'd be private, wouldn't it? You'd be paying.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that would be tricky because then it wouldn't come out of taxes, obviously. So that would be completely different. But if you could choose the exact services that you want, then I probably would be interested in something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there has been cut downs for the BBC recently.
Yeah, there will be very soon. They're talking. I heard
Again?
on the radio. Yeah, I heard on the radio on the 6th of October.
Yes.
They were calling it D-Day, and that day, which is next week, there will be more cuts. A lot of people will go.
I haven't heard much about it. I know that.
So,
It would be nice. It would be less.
do you think this is in the public's interest?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of course. Yeah.
I think people would get along. I think they'd get used to it because there's so much out there already.
Okay. So you don't think there would be like
Riots.
riots? No, I was not thinking that much about riots, but rather if the private sector would be able to take on the same responsibilities. I mean, they wouldn't have public service responsibilities. So would it be in their economical interest?
I think it would. Yeah, I think because then they could start advertising.
Because I think usually a lot of them get paid astronomical money for doing less job.
Okay.
If they were in the private sector, they wouldn't be earning that much money. But because they're in the public sector, and
You know the thing about Rupert Murdoch taking over? I heard that he was trying to take over the BBC. I'm not happy about it at all.
You wouldn't be happy about
No.
that? What would be? I mean, what is
wrong with
concerning
that?
you? Yeah.
Rupert Murdoch he's like a billionaire, isn't he? He just owns so much stuff, and if he got control of the BBC, all that information would be completely biased.
Okay.
And completely everything would go through his agenda, or whoever's paying him would all be in their interest.
Yes.
Instead of a kind of general service where everyone understands, and then they could add in their own agendas to shows and stuff,
Yes.
which would be less trustworthy. We wouldn't
So it wouldn't.
know what would happen.
Okay, and that's a problem.
Yeah, I think so. I think
Okay.
so because when private people take over, obviously they have their own interests and their own things that they want to portray.
You can't relate to the BBC's task to inform people and have kind of neutral standpoint. Don't feel
yeah,
like
they do that. Yeah, they do that. Yeah.
Okay, they
Yeah,
do
of course.
that.
Yeah. In that point of view, yeah, they do.
Okay.
Usually they're neutral in the discussion, and yeah.
Okay.
That. To be fair to them, they do that.
Okay, so
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
good at what they're doing.
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
don't like the payment
Yeah,
model.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. I only watch the news anyway.
Okay.
The news is great on BBC. It's a fair and neutral news, and
Yeah.
you know what you get. Yeah.
Okay. So it wouldn't be public service.
No, if it was Rupert Murdoch, I'm sure.
Do you
It
think
might be
this?
technically, it might be public service
Yes.
in theory, but it wouldn't be for the public.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you think this could like present a threat to a democracy? Like
I think so. Yeah,
Yes.
it's quite fragile as it is. The information that we get.
It's biased, or
I think Yeah, to an
I
extent.
shouldn't put the words in your mouth, but
No, I think it is. I think it is. Especially if this were to happen, if Rupert Murdoch were to take over BBC, it would be completely biased.
okay.
So yeah, it would be a step away from democracy. That's what I'm trying to say, honestly.
So this wouldn't be in the public interest.
No,
Okay.
no, I don't think so.
Thank you so
It's
much.
okay. It's no problem.
It's
a pleasure.
perfect. You're actually
Yeah.
the first person to point out these problems because it's